But here's what you need to understand. That only works in Hollywood. And Hollywood happens to be fiction, meaning that it is not real, meaning that it is not based on real life, meaning that if you do what guys do in Hollywood movies and try to get girls attracted to you, it is not going to translate to the real world. What's up, man? Patrick James here, and welcome to another episode of Raw Dating Advice. In this episode, we're gonna be talking about 3 ways that guys, just like you and me, are often friend zoning themselves. I see this all the time with guys who ask me questions, guys who come to my boot camps, and especially with guys who are brand new to Raw Dating Advice. So that said, this video was inspired by a question that was asked to me on Instagram from my man, Tamer. So Tamer says, I'm 21, I haven't been on a date since last summer, but there's this new girl who's been on my radar. We've been talking for about 4 months and I told her that I like her more than friends, but she told me she didn't want to date a guy from her school. I accepted it, but I never lied about my feelings. Shortly after, she came over to my house and we were lying in my bed. When lying there, we were talking really closely and our lips were literally touching, but I was too afraid of taking it a step further and actually kissing her. We haven't talked for almost 3 months and I just realized how bad I want her. I'm really angry at myself because I didn't have the balls to seal the deal. I should have kissed her, but I totally messed up. Any suggestions? Awesome question, Tamer. Not necessarily because of the actions that led up to you asking the questions, but more importantly because of the self-awareness that this is a problem that needs to get fixed as soon as possible, because there's several things where you definitely did things that were wrong that, whether you know it or not, led to you friend zoning yourself. So let's go over a few of those things. First off, I want you to understand that getting women to like you is a lot like walking a tightrope, all right? Kind of like on a tightrope, you can do everything right from the start. You can take all the right steps, but if at the very end of the tightrope you do one little mess up, you'll still fall off the rope and die. Women's attraction for you is the exact same thing. You can do everything right from the start. You can be her physical type. You can say all the right things. There can be a lot of chemistry early on. But if you do the certain behaviors that lead to men friend zoning themselves, and we'll talk about what those are in this video, it doesn't matter how long she's liked you or maybe been attracted to you or how long you guys have been talking. If you do these things, she will friend zone you, and it's not her fault, it's your fault because it was your actions that led to you getting in the friend zone. So let's cover what those 3 things are. First off, you messed up the moment that you went into this interaction with this girl with an unproven strategy. You were doing what most guys do when it comes to getting girls to like you, and that is the Hollywood narrative of how girls become attracted to a guy. And this is so common, and to me it's like second nature at this point because I've been doing this for about 10 years, but I forget that oftentimes this is how most guys try to date women, and this is exactly what you were doing, Tamer. You went into that interaction with the strategy that, hey, I'm gonna build this connection with her. I'm gonna talk to her. We're gonna build such a good relationship with each other. And then over time, eventually she's gonna realize that on paper, you guys are perfect for each other, and she'll eventually become attracted to you. And maybe that attraction will lead to sex down the road. But here's what you need to understand. That only works in Hollywood. And Hollywood happens to be fiction, meaning that it is not real, meaning that it is not based on real life, meaning that if you do what guys do in Hollywood movies and try to get girls attracted to you, it is not going to translate to the real world. So what's the difference here? The difference is the guys in the Hollywood movies, they try to be the nice guy. They try to stick in there, be romantic, be persistent, show her that you guys are perfect for each other. And I'm telling you, I used to feel this way, and I used to get friend zoned by every single girl that I liked. But the moment I flipped that around, the moment I realized that you have to spark conversational tension from literally the very first interaction that you have with her, because tension is the building block to sexual attraction. And when you amplify that tension early on in the conversation, now anything that happens after that, if you build a connection with her, if you point out commonalities, it's the same things, but now you're doing it on a foundation of attraction. So imagine like a little triangle, and a triangle at the bottom, the base is wider than the top. At the top, you have sex. You guys have a relationship. You guys are dating. At the bottom, a lot of guys think you build it on the foundation of emotional connection and rapport building. What you need to do is put attraction at the bottom, make that the first thing you do, make that the first thing that happens in your conversations with her, and then after that you start connecting with her and you build that connection on the foundation of attraction. That is the proven strategy for success. The one that is proven to not work is building a connection first, and that's exactly what you did. All right, the second place that you messed up is the moment you realized your strategy was not working out, you confess your feelings. Now, this is also very common because here's what happens when you start building a connection with a girl before she's attracted to you. You're putting yourself in the friend zone because when you meet someone and you try to connect with them, that's how you build a friendship. That's not how you build a dating relationship, a romantic relationship. But what a lot of guys do is when they realize that they are getting friend zoned, when they realize that the girl that they like, the girl they've been talking to for months is pulling away, is retreating away from them, is showing them less interest, what happens is you think, well, how do I get this back? How do I get her to show me interest and validation again? And now what you're doing is you're acting from a place of trying to seek validation, whether you know it or not. And what is that gonna lead to? That's gonna lead to you trying to do some big romantic gesture, which is, I'm gonna confess my feelings to this girl. If this girl doesn't realize that I've been putting in so much work to get her to realize how perfect we are for each other on paper, so that way eventually she'll become attracted to me. When I realize that's not gonna happen, what am I gonna do? Well, what do they do in the Hollywood movies? I don't know. They do the big kiss, they buy the flowers, they do the big gesture, they do the big public announcement that they love this girl. And so what do? You say, hey, I think I like you more than friends. And then she says, I don't want to date anybody because I don't want to date anybody from my school. Listen, dude, you're in college. This is the time when everybody wants to date around, all right? So if she's telling you she doesn't want to date anybody from your school, do you think that that's like in her fucking diary? She writes down, my standard for life is I will never date a man who goes to my same school and goes to my same college because it's going to complicate. No. Women don't do that. Women don't logically think out who they become attracted to and who they don't become attracted to in that manner. That is absolute nonsense, and it's a smokescreen. It's a smokescreen for the fact that she wasn't very attracted to you and she wanted to let you down easy. So what did she do? She friend zoned you because what you did was an active demonstration that you are, for a lack of a better term, right now, at least acting like a simp. You're trying to go out of your way to prove your worth to this girl, and the moment she stops validating you, you feel compelled to qualify yourself. I love you, woman. I have feelings for you. Validate me. Approve of me. Like me again. Let's keep talking. Let's start dating. Be my girlfriend. This is not how dating works. Here's the secret. Women want to chase, women want the challenge, and women become attracted to a guy who's not afraid to break rapport when most guys are trying to build it. Because the simple act of breaking rapport assumes there was rapport there already to break. And even if you don't know this girl, if you can start breaking rapport with her, even if it's your first conversation with her, well, the quickest way to spark conversational tension, which is the building block to sexual attraction, is breaking that connection with her, showing her that I'm not gonna go out of my way like 99% of men just to connect with you because I'm self-validated. I don't need your validation to feel good about myself. When a woman meets a guy like that and he's not afraid to do it early on in the conversation, and he's got this light, nonchalant, playful energy about him, she becomes attracted to him. Attraction is not a choice. She's not gonna choose who she consciously becomes attracted to, and she's not gonna choose to not become attracted to the guy just because he goes to the same school as her. Attraction is not a choice. Go in with a proven strategy for success, and I promise you, this situation would have played out completely different. And last thing I wanna say here, man, you sealed your fate the moment you chickened out from kissing her. Now, you realize this, and the first step is always self-awareness. And I'll be honest, man, most guys who have a similar situation to you, because I'll be honest, this has happened to me at least twice in my life, and these were the sparks that caused me to get into game and start improving my game, which means that this is just an exciting time for you because you're starting out right before your hero's journey is about to take off, which is a really exciting thing if you really think about it. But like you already know, you probably had a small percent chance, a small window of opportunity to flip this thing around when she was laying in your bed, when you guys were hanging out. She probably, in reality, wanted to be attracted to you, but you were blocking that attraction because of the things we've already talked about in this video. And the moment you told her, I am not the type of guy who's ready for attraction from a girl like you, is the moment that you were literally touching lips while talking, but you didn't want to turn that action into touching lips and kissing. And that just shows that 1, you have the wrong strategy for success. 2, you're not self-validated. And strike 3, you're afraid to be bold and make the move because you're afraid to offend. You're afraid to risk disapproval and actually get her more attracted to you by risking that disapproval. Here's what I want from you, man. I want you to stop saying, I'm talking to girls, all right? The moment you say, yeah, me and this girl are talking, we've been talking for 3 months. This is a term that I used to use all the time before I got in the game. The moment I got in the game is the moment I stopped talking to girls in the way that guys use that word. And if you're not familiar with how I'm using the word, guys will say, yeah, me and this girl are talking. We've been talking for 5 months. We've been talking for 8 months. When you say that shit, what you're really doing is saying, yeah, I'm pretending that I'm dating her even though we're not exclusively boyfriend, girlfriend. And what is that actually saying? That's saying that I am choosing to date from a place of scarcity. I'm putting all my chips in this one basket, and it's a basket that's not even mine yet. Why are you putting all your chips into one girl who doesn't want to be your girlfriend, who's not quite even sold on you yet, and who's pulling validation away from you? You need to be self-validated, and the first place that starts is with you changing your strategy for how you approach the dating scene. And that means you're no longer going to be talking to girls. You're not going to choose one girl that you want to date, so you're going to start putting in your efforts and energy over there. You're going to date from abundance. You're gonna go out, you're gonna meet a lot more women, meaning that you're gonna meet women on a consistent basis. So let me ask you this, when's the last time you went on a date? You said it wasn't since last summer. That's honestly slacking right now. If you're actively working on your game and you're dating from abundance, when one girl falls off, it doesn't even faze you because you're like, oh shit, now I can hang out with Becky instead of Susan or whatever the fuck these girls' names are, right? Because you have options is the moral of the story when you start dating from abundance. And secondly, when you choose to say, I'm going to meet women on a regular basis, I'm gonna go out on dates with a lot of different women, you're gonna find out what you like and what you don't like. And you're gonna realize that what you think you like is probably not what you actually like. You're gonna figure out what your preferences are. You're gonna be better at qualifying and, more importantly, disqualifying girls based on what you're actually looking for. And it's gonna be a genuine way to break rapport with women early on and spark chemistry. And now you always have the power in your interactions with women by default, simply because you chose to date from abundance. And honestly, man, this is exactly what I do. This is the thing that changed my life, my dating life, and is exactly what I'm best at teaching other guys how to do, which is how do I bring up my skills in dating, my ability to attract women, my ability to meet women on command, and my ability to literally create a roster of women so that way when I do choose to settle down with one girl, choose to go deeper into a relationship with just one, my favorite one, I'm choosing her from the options that I have. And this is something that you're gonna build up to, but first it starts with understanding what is the right way to get girls attracted to you? What do women actually respond to in guys? And how do I improve myself and my skills in dating? And so I would take this as the moment, as your hero's journey turning point, that you're going to take this as the sign that you need to start improving your game. And the first thing that starts with is your ability to attract women. Because like I said, this is the foundation that you have to be building your interactions with women off of, is you have to create that conversational tension early on in the interaction. So if you're unsure about where to start, first off, welcome to Raw Dating Advice. This is my YouTube channel. This is literally what we talk about doing. And second, I highly recommend you grab this book, 107 Proven Ways to Get the Girl. This is literally the book I wrote for a guy just like you, a guy who has the wrong strategy for what women are actually attracted to. And I give it to you in very simple ways. Do this, say this, and she will become attracted to you. And you can actually get this book for free right now at howtogetthegirlnow.com or the link in the description while supplies last. So if you like this video, if you got any gold nuggets from this video, go ahead and drop me a thumbs up, a like on the video. And if you're not already subscribed to the Raw Dating Advice family, then make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button below. If you don't recognize this backdrop, this is a new house that I moved to, and I'm literally redoing my entire studio. So I'm really excited to see this room transform right before your eyes over the next couple weeks. Let me show you this room real quick. We got this light. We're actually gonna black out that window so we can control the light a little bit better. I got this light just propped up on my desk, but this room itself is like double the size of my last studio. So check it out. It's still got junk everywhere. Anyways, man, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out, man.